Listen up, the world doesn't respect those who start and stop halfway. Life is full of people who start things, who speak beautifully about dreams and goals, but give up at the first sign of difficulty. And do you know what happens to those people? They're forgotten. If you want to be someone, if you want to achieve something, learn to finish what you start. It doesn't matter how hard it gets, how tired you are, or if it feels like everything is against you. You don't give up, you finish. Let's be direct. Giving up is easy. Anyone can do that. It's the path of weakness, mediocrity, and insignificance. But finishing requires courage. It demands mental strength. It demands resilience. Because when the weight gets heavier, when things spiral out of control, that's when the weak stop. But the strong keep going. And do you know why? Because they understand that what really matters isn't the bright start, but the end. The result. The mark you leave on the world. If you give up, you're throwing away everything you invested: time, effort, energy, and forfeiting the chance to grow through the process. This is the mindset you need to adopt right now. No matter what happens, you finish. It doesn't matter the size of the challenge, how many times you stumble, or if the world feels like it's falling apart around you. You keep going, because finishing isn't just about achieving the goal. It's about what it does to you. Every time you finish something, you strengthen your mind, build your self-confidence, and prove to yourself that you're capable. Every time you stop, on the other hand, you weaken yourself. You reinforce the idea that you're not capable, that it's okay to give up. And that's unacceptable. Don't expect life to make things easier. It won't. At every step, it will challenge you, knock you down, and try to make you give up. And do you know why? Because life wants to know if you deserve what you're pursuing. Life doesn't give anything for free, but here's the secret. Difficulty is the filter. It's what separates those who talk from those who act, those who dream from those who achieve. Every time you decide to keep going, even when everything is pushing you back, you prove that you're different, that you're strong, that you deserve what you're fighting for. Engrave this as a mantra. I don't give up, I finish. Every time you think about stopping, every time discouragement hits, repeat this to yourself. It doesn't matter the size of the challenge. It doesn't matter how far you still have to go. You don't stop. Because you know that giving up isn't an option. It's a poison that kills dreams. And do you know what happens when you finish? You transform. Not just because you achieve the goal, but because the process of completing, of overcoming, shapes you. It makes you stronger, more resilient, more unstoppable. So, what will it be? Will you keep living as someone who stops halfway, who accumulates unfinished projects, who never completes what they start? Or will you decide that, from now on, you'll finish everything you start, no matter the cost? The choice is yours, but remember, the world has no patience for quitters. It only respects those who have the courage to keep going, even when everything seems lost. So stand up, straighten your posture, and finish what you started. Because that's the only way to be great. You don't give up, you finish. Hold on to that, live by it. And prove, every day, that you're not like the others. You're different. You're relentless. Let's get straight to the point. The life you want requires the courage to face discomfort. It's no use running, stalling, or pretending everything's fine. As long as you avoid hard conversations, as long as you hide from the challenges that intimidate you, you'll never move forward. What you want, whether it's success, peace, respect, or growth, is on the other side of discomfort, and only those who face it get there. Do you know what happens to people who avoid hard conversations? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. These people spend their lives on autopilot, dissatisfied, swallowing their frustrations, accumulating resentment, and waiting for the world to read their minds and fix their problems. And do you know what's even sadder? They know they could have a better life, but they prefer to hide because they're afraid to face the truth. Let me tell you something, avoidance doesn't protect you, it traps you. Every time you choose to avoid a challenge, you're condemning yourself to live with dissatisfaction. You're telling yourself that the momentary discomfort is scarier than a lifetime of regret. That's weakness, and weakness gets you nowhere. Do you want to grow? Do you want the life you dream of? Then learn this now. Discomfort is the price of progress. There's no shortcut, no easy path, no quick fix. Everything worthwhile demands that you leave your comfort zone. And do you know what that means? You'll have to face the conversations you're afraid to have, the problems you're avoiding, the truths that hurt. As long as you run from discomfort, you're sabotaging your growth. Every conversation you avoid, every challenge you delay, is an opportunity to become stronger that you're throwing away. Discomfort isn't your enemy, it's the gateway to the next level. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action despite fear. And do you know what separates those who win from those who fall behind? The courage to face what others avoid. It's easy to be strong when everything is fine, when there's no tension, when no one is pushing you. But true strength appears when you choose to face what's difficult, what's uncomfortable, what keeps you up at night. The life you want isn't waiting for someone weak. It's not available to those who keep running. It's reserved for those who have the courage to look discomfort in the eye and say, I will get through this, no matter the cost. Now, look at your life. How many conversations are you avoiding because you think they'll be hard? How many challenges are you pushing aside because you're afraid to fail? Each of these moments is an opportunity to grow that you're throwing away. And while you sabotage yourself, life keeps moving. The problems don't disappear, they pile up. And, worse, you remain in the same place. The life you want requires the courage to face discomfort. Remember this every time you think about running away. Every time you feel like avoiding confrontation. Because the discomfort you feel now is temporary, but the regret of not acting will follow you forever. On the other side of the hard conversation is the clarity you need. On the other side of the challenge is the strength you don't yet know you have. Every time you face discomfort, you grow. And growth is the foundation of everything: success, respect, personal evolution. If you want to live a mediocre life, keep running. But if you want greatness, understand that facing discomfort isn't optional. So, what's it going to be? Will you keep hiding, living dissatisfied, and accumulating problems? Or will you decide that, from now on, you'll face the hard conversations, the uncomfortable challenges, and the situations that test you? Because, in the end, life only respects those who have courage. Stop sabotaging yourself. Stop running. The strength you need is already in you, but it only appears when you choose to act. The life you want is waiting. The question is, do you have the courage to go after it? Let me tell you something you might not want to hear. You won't get anywhere trying to be what others expect of you. You're wasting your life trying to fit in, to please, to mold your personality to match what society, your friends, or even your family want. And do you know the result of that? You're killing who you really are. Many people die without reaching their potential because they tried to be someone they weren't. This phrase isn't just impactful, it's reality. Most people never discover what they're truly capable of because they spend their lives pretending to be someone else. Do you want to live like that? Do you want to end your days looking back and realizing you spent all your time trying to please others while your true self was forgotten? Either you decide to be authentic now, or you'll live with regret forever. Do you know the greatest crime you can commit? Betraying who you are. Every time you change to please someone, every time you hide your opinion, every time you stop doing something you believe in, you're betraying the most important person in your life, yourself. And here's the harsh truth: no one respects those who don't respect themselves. If you don't have the courage to be yourself, if you live changing based on other people's opinions, how do you expect anyone to take you seriously? Authenticity isn't just about being true, it's about having the courage to show the world who you are, no matter the consequences. You weren't made to please everyone. You shouldn't even try. Because every time you try to be everything to everyone, you end up being nothing to yourself. The truth is, you'll never please everyone. There will always be someone who criticizes you, who doesn't understand your choices, who thinks you should be different. And do you know what? Screw them. Because those people aren't living your life for you. Want to know the secret? The people who really matter are those who accept you for who you are, not for who they expect you to be. The rest is just noise. The rest is dead weight. Have you ever asked yourself who you really are? Not what your parents said you should be, not what your friends expect, not what society pushes you to become, but who you truly are. If you've never done that, stop now and think. Because until you figure that out, you'll continue to be a puppet, living a life that isn't yours. And let me warn you, discovering who you are takes courage. It's not comfortable, because it means looking inward, facing your truths, your shadows, your insecurities. But it's necessary. Because if you don't know who you are, how will you know what you want? How will you fight for what you believe in? Once you discover who you are, don't apologize for it. Be relentless. Show the world your essence unfiltered, unmasked. If someone doesn't like it, that's their problem. Because life isn't about pleasing, it's about being true to yourself. Authenticity is the ultimate form of freedom. It's saying, I know who I am, I know what I want, and I'm not going to apologize for it. When you live this way, you attract what truly matters: people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your true self. Now, look at the other option. If you keep trying to fit in, to please, to be something you're not, what happens? You live trapped. You live a life that feels comfortable but is empty. And one day, you'll wake up and realize that everything you built has no meaning because it was based on something that was never really you. And do you know the worst part? When you live this way, you never reach your potential. Because you're using your energy to be someone else instead of investing in who you could truly become. It's a waste. It's dying a little every day. So, what's it going to be? Will you keep living as a copy, trying to please people who don't even care? Or will you decide that, from now on, you'll be 100% authentic? Because the world doesn't need another pretender. It needs you, your essence, your truth, your courage. Many people die without reaching their potential because they tried to be someone they weren't. You don't have to be one of those people. Choose to be real. Choose to be you. Because, in the end, the only life worth living is the one where you live truly. Be authentic. Be unstoppable. Be yourself. And remember, success isn't an accident. It's the direct result of consistent choices and actions over time. A growth mindset requires you to work to be better every day, even when there are no immediate results, even when everything feels hard. It's about having the discipline to show up, do what's necessary, and keep going no matter what. And here's the secret. The weight of discipline is temporary, but the weight of regret is eternal. You can choose the discomfort of dedicating yourself now, of sacrificing what's easy, immediate, and convenient, or you can live with the pain of looking back and seeing wasted opportunities. Constant dedication is what separates the successful from those who quit. It's not big leaps but small, daily steps that make the difference. While many seek shortcuts or give up at the first obstacle, those with discipline and a growth mindset keep moving forward. They understand that success isn't about raw talent, it's about consistency, resilience, and the decision to never stop. So, make the right choice. Embrace the process, commit to progress, and remember, every effort today is a brick in building the future you deserve.